up, you guys? Marty Schwartz here of Marty Music, my very own project right here. Thanks for the support. It's Friday, which means it's a technique-oriented lesson. I'm going to show you 3 of my favorite bluesy, funky chords. They're not too hard to play, but they're not as common as some that you've seen, so I think you'll enjoy it. Also, if you're trying to get deeper into guitar, I actually have guitar courses based on your level that are totally free, multi-hour HD digital courses. And all you have to do is sign my email list at Marty Music, which is my new thing. So the first comment down there is my comment, and you can go and sign that up. But enough of that, let's dig in. Here we go. Let us begin. So the most common blues chord, or bluesy, funky, groovy chord, they're called dominant chords. I think of the E7 chord, where you take an E major chord, take your ring finger off. And so the 3 chords I'm going to show you can be substituted for this E7 chord. So if another guitar player was playing this chord, you can play any of these 3 that I'm going to show you, or it goes great on top of a... And since there are 3 substitutions for the same thing, you could actually move them around over that one chord. So you could do all 3 substitutions in one rhythmic sequence. So here's the first one, and I'm going to show you where the roots are, because for an extra bonus here at the end, we're going to switch some chords. Instead of E, we'll go to the 4, the A, etc. So here we go. 3 substitutions for an E7 chord. The first one looks like this, which comes from this little shape here, which is normally a D7. If you move up a D7, up one whole step, what do you get? You get an E7, up a letter. So I'm adding the root down here. So we're plugging in the root on the D string, and this is called E7. So it's just another voicing of the same chord. E7 starts with the D note. That's how we're going to find it for this shape. So there's an E note right there. Okay? Then the rest falls into place like this. And so my ring finger is on the 4th fret of the G, so you get kind of a power chord right here. Middle finger's on what's called the 7th, which gives it that bluesy sound. And then pinky's on the 3rd of the chord, which is what gives it its tonality. It makes it a major type of chord. So we have 4 there, 3 there, 4 there, and then index on the root. It sounds good sliding into it. Now watch, if I play an E blues with my looper, you'll hear that this works over it. All right, so that's the first of the 3 chords. The next one is an E7 as well, and it's just moved up here, and we find this voicing by kind of visualizing the root on the B string. So once again, I'm going to play an E7, but we're going to look at this root right here, and that's how I'm thinking of it. So the 5th fret of the B string is an E note. So the first voicing, I found the root on the D string. This next one is on the B string. And here's what it looks like. Probably my favorite, I don't know, one of my favorite chords ever. It just sounds so great, the voicing. Same chords. So here's what we do. We plugged in the root. Pinky's going to be on what's called the 5th, which is the 7th fret of the high E. Then ring finger is going to be on the 7th of the G. And then middle finger comes down on the 6th of the D. That's the major 3rd of the chord, which was right here. You can hear they're the same note. So once again, the root's on the 5th of the B. Middle is on the 6th of the D. 7 of the G, there's that root, 7th of the high E. All right, the next one is an E9 chord, which is just another type of dominant chord. It's an E7 chord with an extra tone in there. We're going to find it by playing the root on the high E string, 12th fret. So far, we found the root on the D and plugged that one in. We found the root on the 5th of the B and plugged this one in. And now we're finding the root on the high E, and it's another one of my favorites. And so what's going on there is I found the root there, but here's the shape. Index finger's on the major third of the chord, which is the 11th fret of the A string. Middle finger is on the 11th fret of the G string. Ring finger is on the 12th fret of the D. So if you look at that shape, it actually looks like a D major shape. It's not a D major at all. It just shares that kind of geometric shape, really. But it's a good way to memorize part of this chord, is knowing that that shape is something you've probably already practiced, hopefully. Otherwise, you shouldn't be watching this lesson yet. Okay, now what we're going to do is, with the pinky, it's going to cover the 12th fret of the B and the high E. So when you put those together, since it's E, you could let the open E ring out with it. But when we start moving around to other chords, you want to avoid the low E. So I'm kind of emphasizing the top strings there. So 11, 12, 11, 12, 12. 6, 7, 5, 7. 2, 4, 3, 4. And then just the regular E7 for context. So now check it out. Since we're all the way up here, this is not a new chord, but we're going to play the octave of this one. So if that's E right there, that E note is going to be on the 14th fret of the D string as well. So that's D. 12th fret is the octave, so E's right there. So the same chord's right here as this one. So then you can get stuff like this. So now if I just do a groove with my looper just on an E, I'm going to combine all those chords together and you can see what's going on. And then we're going to go to the bonus round, which is we're going to switch to A7 and see if we can figure out the voicings. Same shapes, but where we would put them, right? Okay, so here's the groove. I'm going to start with a beat. Now a bass line. Oh yeah. So here we go. Start with the basic E7 chord. Okay, that sounds right? Now this one. Next one, this one. Oh yeah, we could do that all day, baby. So now let's just take that concept and see if we can play those same shapes as A7 or a substitute for A7. So let's start with the root on the D string. It's going to be, we're looking for A, so it's the 7th fret of the D string. So the shape would be right here. 7, 9, 8, 9. Like that. So that was the first one. The next one had the root on the B string, so it's 10th fret B string is an A note. So it'd be that. So it'd be 11, 12, 10, 12. The next one had the root on the high E, and I'm going to actually go down. It could be all the way up here. Well, I'm going to do it right here, which would be the root on the 5th fret of the high E, so you would have 4, 5, 4, 5, 5. So that's all for A7. A7, A9 right there, A7 right there, A7 right there, then the high E again. So now I'll groove over that. So as you get more comfortable, then when you have more than one chord, like let's say just E7 to A7, I can use my new knowledge E7, A, All right, let me know in the comments other things you'd like to learn, you guys, because I'm reading them all and it really helps me out. Also, thank you so much for your continued support of Marty Music, which is my very own project right here. We'll see you guys real soon.